Hello everyone, this is Sherry. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in and watching today. It has been a little while since I posted a video, so it's so great to be back. And this is a layout that I actually completed for the cut shop, and it was for a we had joined with Stuck Sketches, and so this was a layout that I was doing for that sketch and for that collaboration. And so this is one I posted it some time ago, but I hadn't done the narration as of yet. So I'm just now getting to the narration. So I wanted to go ahead and post it and get the video up for you to watch. And I have sped it up quite a bit because it's kind of long because of all the mixed media and everything that I did on the layout. So I don't like to have the videos drag out to be really long. So you can let me know what you prefer. I sped it up so the whole video ends up being about 15 minutes. But for some people I know, it's like sometimes when I watch videos that are like really fast, I feel like I'm like all jerky and kind of like, oh my gosh, it's like too much. So I'd love to hear your feedback. If you'd rather have a long video versus, you know, having it sped up so quick, or if you'd like to have it just quicker so you can just watch the process and be done. I'd love to get feedback on that. So you guys feel free to leave me comments because, you know, you guys are the ones that watch it. So I want to make sure that it's pleasing for you. And so I try not to edit too much out because I want you to see the process, but yet I don't want to make it really long either. So I went ahead and sped this one up, and so it ends up only being about 15 minutes long. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the video. What I'm working on, like I said, is that layout, and you can see the sketch there off to the left. And the sketch had like a circular design, and then there was like some flags and it looks like I think a couple of photos. So I kind of just went off a little bit from the sketch. I kind of just did my take on it. And I'm using that large cut file with the heart in the center, and then the like the links around it. That's from the cut shop, of course. So I will link to that file below. And I just supersized it to make it large enough to, you know, be the focal point, main kind of center of the stage. And then instead of putting the flags behind the circular element, I decided to kind of just offset it a little bit because I really wanted that cut file to really stand out. So I didn't want to put it behind it because you'd kind of lose it, and I didn't want to cover the file, so I moved it off to the side. And then I decided to go ahead, I'm using the background. I went ahead and went with this blue background with the stars, and that's from Chicken Nitty, and it's called it's Picnic. I think it's called Picnic. I have written down, it says Picnic paper, but I think it's actually Picnic. Where's my notes? Picnic Party. Excuse me, Picnic Party. And the other side is a really pretty wood grain. So I kind of struggled with whether or not I wanted to use the wood grain or this. But you saw me at the beginning. I was trying to decide if I wanted to go with a yellow background. I ended up opting for the blue. But then I wanted to kind of just mute the background a little bit. I wanted to add a little bit of mixed media. So I put some gesso on the back, and I did it heavier in areas so you'd see really kind of more of the white. And then I went ahead and added some layers of watercolor and ink splatters, and kind of just brought a little bit of color out on that background. So I left the center, you know, didn't do anything to the center because that's obviously going to be covered up by the cut file in the photo that I'm using. So I'm just adding a few layers, different layers of color. I didn't like how gold some of those colors were turning out, so I used some of the yellow Ranger paint and just kind of dabbed it on the plastic, add a little bit of water, and just dabbed it on as well because I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more yellow. And actually what I'm using, the papers, everything is from the May Hip Kit, and it's the main kit from the Hip Kit Club. So had some beautiful papers and selections in there, so that's what I'm using for the layout. And then you can see there I'm trying to get the flags placed where I want them. Here I'm trying to decide how am I going to put those so you can still see it's a flag element. What I didn't like was I wanted that cut file to stand out a little bit more. So being the bright color leveler that I am, I decided to go ahead and paint that bright yellow so that it pops off of the page. And so I'm just taking my paint and going over that cut file, and I'm going to kind of brighten that up a little bit so it pops off the page. So if I love anything, it is bright colors. So that just seemed to fit. It felt like it was kind of getting lost in the layout with it being white. So So I decided to go ahead and paint it, and I'm just going to give it a quick dry here. And let me just say, I'm so glad to be back. I'm sorry for the delay in getting this narrated. Like I said, it's been out for probably a week and a half maybe. But as you know, my kids have been staying with us while their house had to have some repairs done because of a major leak they had. What was a 2-week job ended up taking almost 4. So thankfully, so it really kind of turned our house upside down a little bit. My grandson, who is in the photo here, was actually, his room where he slept was in my studio. And so we had a little bed in here for him, crib. And so I was very limited on, and I work, so it was very limited when I could get access. I've told you guys this before, but it's so hard. And when he was awake, I was either working or I was doing things around the house, cooking dinners, whatever. And it's just been upside down, seriously, for the past month. I feel like I am so out of touch with everybody in the community and in my Facebook groups. And so I'm trying to catch up now, and I have several other projects on my table on my desk that I'm working on now that I've got to get to, but I did want to go ahead and narrate this one and get it up. So I'm back in my room. The house is settled down. Everything's quiet. So my husband and I are very happy. I love my family, loved having them here, but definitely we have gotten used to our space. So anyway, so they're back home and everything's good. So I'm back to my room and plugging away. So I'm going to go ahead now and start adhering everything down. I've decided I want to put the flags over there on the left, and I'm going to put the cut file right there. And I'm just starting to layer. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling out some pattern papers from the kit. And that yellow paper with the lemon slices, isn't that just the most adorable? It's from Pink Paisley. It's called Squeeze. So I'm going to use that on to layer behind my photo. And then I've also got that gray that you see there is... I think that's actually the back of the Dear Lizzie paper. Over there on the left, you see the different color stripes. They're kind of going in a chevron. That's Dear Lizzie, and it's called Let's Party. And that gray with the triangles the white triangles is the background of that paper. So I use that to layer behind my photo as well. And really wanted some bright colors. What I decided to do, that other Pink Paisley, the circles, it's called Sour, and it was such cute little pieces in there, real summery looking, bright citrus colors. So I decided to just take my punch and just punch out some of those circles to use for embellishments. So that is what I decided to use. I use a lot of those, actually. I use several of those throughout the layout, and those circle embellishments are just from the pattern paper. And I'm pulling out some other embellishments that were in the kit. Now I did get the main kit. In May I got the main kit, and also I got the embellishment add-on. I think I got it all, guys. I got it all. And so I'm just pulling out different embellishments to use on the layout to see what I can use. The Summer Lovin', that is a cut file from the cut shop as well. I cut that on my silhouette, and I actually used some pattern paper. That's from Chickanitty. Here's the story. And one side has some really cute cutouts that you can do, and then that back side is like has a white with little blue dots. And so I decided to cut my title from that since everything else is so bright. But it wasn't standing out quite enough, so I kind of outlined it with a black pen. And then I'm just tucking other little embellishments around, different places that I can find. And pretty much using mostly die cuts on the layout. I'm digging there into the Pink Paisley Citrus Bliss Ephemera pack. Lots of fun things in there, and I love all these embellishments because they're just so many citrus colors, bright colors, perfect for summer. So I am getting my title tacked down now, and I'm enjoying all these bright colors. So I kind of just started layering my different tags, die cuts, ephemera pieces, and I kind of had them kind of like almost on a diagonal. It just kind of ended up that way, where they're starting up in the left corner and almost just going diagonally down right through the picture. And just some really cute little ephemera tags and pieces. So I was going to try to use those cute puffy words from Chickanitty, but yeah, I didn't make it because it was just, the page was so busy anyway. So I was trying to just kind of keep it minimal a little bit. Minimal. Yeah, me and minimal do not go together. So minimal is probably not the right word. I am nothing minimal about my layouts. That's for sure. So, anyway, I'm just kind of going through some more of the packs here and seeing what I can find. And it was a fun sketch. I haven't used a sketch in a really long time. So it was kind of a fun challenge. Kind of took it off the beaten path a little bit, which I usually do on sketches. I very rarely do I ever do a sketch just, exactly like it's laid out. But it's a place to start for me, and it's a fun challenge. So then I'm going to go ahead and add my date stamp here. Of course, I got to have my date stamp, and I'm still fiddling for a few more pieces that I might be able to work in there. And love that little XO. I thought that was really cute, so I decided to add that to the layout. And, I'm at the point where, okay, is enough or too much? I always talk about that. There's a fine line between enough and then too much. And sometimes I cross and go over, but try not to. But I didn't. And then I decided to go back around those letters. To me, it just wasn't popping off. There was so much going on with the page that I went ahead and went over those a second time. And it's not the neatest job, but, it was kind of meant to be a little haphazard, I guess, a little bit more like a sketchy. So, I decided to go over that a little bit more. And so I'm just wrapping that up, going around there. And then I'm going to pull out some of my enamel dots because I wanted to just add a few more little dots here and there. They always seem to be a finishing touch for me. And so I'm just placing them around the page in just various places. And so it's going to pretty much wrap it up. It is a bright, colorful layout. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'm going to be showing some close-ups for you, but make sure to leave me a comment. I'd love to get your feedback, guys. I'd love to hear from you. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll put links in the bottom to the cut shop, to the blog post, and also to the file. Okay, so thanks again for watching, guys. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon.